Yes, we'll start with the introduction. Akash, go ahead with your introduction. You're on mute. Yes.
So myself, Akash, I completed my engineering in Dayanand College in a civil field, and presently I'm working in a construction field as a project manager for a company. And I have been there are many there are 3 to 4 members, junior engineers who are working under me in the company, and I am I have the I have all the I can handle. I will be handling the clients in our company, and I will be attending all the meetings in the company. And yes, that's one introduction.
Okay. Pooja, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. My name is Pooja. I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering in the stream of Information Science and Engineering Department in the year 2019. So I'm currently working as a content moderator from past 2 years in Trup Global Technologies Private Limited. Coming to my hobbies, I will a little bit I'm having some interested in craft working like that, and as I'm in a non IT, I want to shift for IT. For that purpose, I'm doing a course in QACircle. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, Chandan, go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My name is Chandan. I'm a BE Civil graduate. Completed my BE in BGS Institute of Technology in the year 2020. I'm from Mandya, sir.
Energy boost Horlicks ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕುಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದು. I'll start with Akash. First, we'll go ahead with manual testing. Can you please explain what is manual testing and what do you know about testing also? What is manual testing? And then what do you know about testing? Explain the entire process, what you understood from this testing class.
Yeah. So testing is we'll do testing to identify the defects or bugs in the application which is developed by the developer, and we need to, as we find the defect, we need to update the defects to the developer, and the developer has to fix the defects and he has to send it back. They send it back after fixing the defects, and again we have to check the defects, like what all are the defect is fixed or not, and we need to write for this testing. We need to write at first we need to do test planning, and after test planning we need to write the test cases, and we need to get approved the test cases from our test lead or test manager, and after approving the test cases, at that time the developer will develop the software, and after this we need to execute the test cases and test the application for system testing, integration testing, and all the testings. And after this we need to prepare a system test execution report, and also we need to do right, and after that after this we need to submit the application to the customer.
Okay, same question, Pooja. What you understood about testing? Can you please talk about that for 2 to 3 minutes?
Yeah. So actually, testing is a process of testing the software for defects. So it requires a tester to play the role of like an end user and to test the application. And while testing the application means in order to find the defect or bug to ensure that that application doesn't having any loopholes. So and we have to deliver this application to the customer, like a quality of the product, the end user can use the application without having any interruption or error. He can use the application like smoothly. For doing the testing for the application to ensure that this application will be having all the quality, for example, I can say you that this application application will be having all the 100% quality of the product, and we have to deliver it to the customer. And we can do some other testings like white box testing, black box testing, and gray box testing to ensure the application is working fine. And these white box testing has been done by the developers, whereas these black box testing has been done by the testers to ensure the application is doesn't having any loopholes. And for testing the application, testing the application, and we will be releasing to the customer as per the customer requirement. And also while testing the applications, we have to make sure that the requirement which we have got from the customer, client, it we are testing as per the requirement or not. And also while doing that testing, we will check the functional behavior of the application, and we will check the end-to-end application is working fine or not, and this application is suitable for all the operating systems or browsers or any like that. And also we will do some other testings like regression testing, and also some performance testing, is either this application is performing as per the requirement or not, and also we will do some a security testing. And yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, Chandan, what is manual testing, and explain any one of the methodology, agile methodology or waterfall model, any of the thing.
So testing means the process of identifying the defects or bugs is nothing but the testing, sir. Manual testing means there will be a human user, there will be human users to solve the test cases. In automation, there will be specialized tools like APM or Selenium to test the test cases. But in manual, the humans are required to test the cases. It's nothing but manual testing, sir. When it comes to the agile methodology, the term agile means able to move quickly and easily. Agile is an iterative and incremental approach where customer will be keep on changing the requirements. As a company, we should be flexible to take up those all the changes requested by the customer, and to develop, design, and test and deliver to the customer a quality software product, sir. When it comes to the agile testing, the process of identifying the defect by following the agile principles is nothing but agile testing. And the types and pros advantages of agile methodology is our main objective is the customer satisfaction by delivering the quality product to the customers. And there will be lot of meetings between the test engineers and developers to develop the process, improve the application. And there will be good communication between the testers, developers, and also the project managers, sir. And the requirement changes can be done in any stages of the product development, and it's a simple model to adopt. And when it comes to the disadvantages, there is a less scope for this agile methodology. And if the customer is unaware about his own requirements, it may spoil the whole project. And it is difficult to do effort estimation for the big projects. That's it, sir. That's disadvantages. And when it comes to the scrum, when it comes to the user story, a list of features is not a list of features is nothing but the epic. A particular feature is nothing but the user story. And when it comes to the scrum is a kind of framework which will help us to design, develop, and deliver the quality product to the customer. Scrum it's 95% of the software industries are using the scrum model. Next, when it comes to the sprint, it is the time period required to complete the user story. It is the time period required to complete the user story. And also types of agile processor, scrum model, XP extreme programming, FDD functional driven development, and crystalline clear, lean and kanban, ESDM and DSDM, adaptive software development method, and uh, dynamic software development methods. And there are lots of meetings in this agile methodology. First one is product backlog meeting. It is nothing but the list of user stories to be developed. And when it comes to the sprint planning meeting. It is the meeting conducted by the Scrum Master on the first day of every sprint. In this meeting, there will be involvement of test engineer, Scrum Master, developers, and developers will be involved in this meeting. And sprint retrospective meeting. It is the meeting conducted by the on the last day of every sprint, conducted by the Scrum Master. In this meeting, we will uh, discuss about what went well, what didn't go well, and what are all the actions plans we should take. We will discuss about these things. And sprint sprint product backlog meeting. Sprint backlog meeting means it is the meeting conducted by the Scrum Master in which it is the list of user stories to be user stories committed by the testing team and development teams.
Okay. What is API testing? Why we should do API testing? Where are you going to do API testing?
Sir, API stands for Application Programming Interface. Sir, it's a software mediator. It's a software mediator which will allow two applications to talk to each other. Sir, we can see API in the it's the middle layer between the application layer and database layer. It will be in the business logic layer. It will mainly concentrate on business logic layers, and it is different from the GUI testing, sir, because in GUI we will only test the look and feel of the product, look and feel of the applications. But in this API testing, we will be mainly focusing on the business logic layers. And API is performed in the most critical layer called business logic layer, sir. And API it's a language independent and it's a GUI independent. To improve the test coverage, we use API testing, and for the faster releases, we use API testing. The language independence means whenever developer develops an application, the data exchange will happen via JSON or XML formats. And when it comes to the GUI independent, for API testing. Uh, for API testing, we don't require any of the GUI. We do testing in the we do testing in the backgrounds, and it improves the test coverage. API allows us to do the functional and non-functional testing.
Okay. Okay. What is the difference between verification and validation?
So verification means we are verifying or testing the CRS, SRS, HLD, and high level design and lower level design to make sure
What
that
is TRS, SRS, and all?
customer requirement specification.
The one
So
that. Hmm.
software requirement specifications, high level design and low level design, to check whether it is according to the customer requirement specification is nothing but verification. Here we are making sure that are we building the software right, product right, and system right. Validation means we are testing the functionalities of an application by executing the test cases. Here also we are verifying that are we building the software right, system right, and product right. And validation will be done by the test engineers once the uh, software application is developed.
Okay. Once the software application is
Developed.
developed. Okay, I'll come back to Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you please explain how this manual testing is different from mobile app testing and API testing? So, what is the difference between all the three?
Yeah, in manual testing, like we are manually doing the application testing in order to find the loopholes. Is there any loopholes in the application? And whereas in like a mobile testing, here we will check the whether mobile application is whether mobile application is working as per the requirement, or mobile application testing has been done correctly, or is there any security loopholes in the mobile application. And coming to API testing, in API testing we will in API testing we will be testing the application we will be testing the application whether this mobile no, I don't.
No, that's fine. So, this API, we will be doing a majorly backend testing, middleware, API calls. Fine, I'm not covered, but I just wanted to check. So how you'll answer? What is what is the difference between REST and SOAP?
Yeah. So SOAP is nothing but simple object access protocol, whereas REST stands for representational state transfer. So SOAP will be having the more security compared to RESTful web services. So in SOAP only the XML format will be supported, whereas in REST the both XML, JSON and HTML file formats will be supported. Like in SOAP we can use only the post method, whereas in RESTful web services we can use all the HTTP methods like get, put, post, patch, delete. These method will be used in the RESTful web services. And this SOAP based calls cannot be cached, whereas REST API these calls can be cached. And SOAP services doesn't make use of API web services like this RESTful web services, whereas REST will be used the SOAP API service, make use of the SOAP API services. And this SOAP will be having the WS security and SSL security, whereas RESTful web services will be having the SSL security for its operation. Yeah.
Okay, what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
Yeah, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So when we want to send a request, we will get the response back itself. So but these requests and responses are not verified, and these requests and responses are not secured. There might be a chances are there the hackers can hack the information through HTTP. But whereas in HTTPS, it's a normal HTTP only, but encryption and verification is there. So the only difference between HTTP and HTTPS are these HTTPS will use the SSL, that is security socket layer, for encrypting the normal HTTP request and responses. And also these requests and responses are digitally signed.
Okay, fine. Can you please explain all the types of mobile application which you have used in your project? Mobile
Yeah.
application testing types. Explain one by one.
Yeah. Mobile application types I have used in my project, that the first one is screen orientation testing. So it means we have to test the mobile application in both landscape and portrait mode, like whether it is working fine or not. And next is splash screen. That means like each and every application, when we open the application, so we will get a splash screen. That means before delivering or before loading the actual page, this splash screen will visible first at while open the application. Next, I will do the functional testing. It means testing the mobile application is working fine, each and every application will be working fine thoroughly or rigorously. We will do the functional testing. And compatibility testing means we will check the mobile application in different network conditions, uh, and it will be working fine for different operating systems, or is there any it is working fine for different operating system versions. We will check in the compatibility testing. And also we will do interruption testing. So this is the main testing I have did in my project. It's the type of negative testing. So we will do some interruption testing by checking the mobile application, for example, if we are using a one app, so if you are getting any calls, so we are doing some interruptions, and while doing the interruptions, like getting a message or audio or video call in the WhatsApp, so this application, while doing an interruption, the app won't stop. Like this, have done interruption testing. And the next is installation testing. So installation testing means we will check the mobile application is installed smoothly without having any error or interruption. And there is no partial installation has been done, we will check in the installation testing. And also we will have done with and also I have done with network testing. It means this mobile application is working under different network conditions, 3G, 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, and hotspot is working fine or not. And also I have done with the standby testing. It means I have to test the mobile application in both active and inactive mode. So then I did the testing for standby testing. And also I have did the localization testing. It means the mobile application is working fine as per the country standard or region. Here we will check the format, specific format testing, currency format testing and pin code format testing. We have did in my project. And apart from this, have did integration testing. It means data flow testing. Here we will check the data flow is working fine between the modules or not. Yeah, these testing I have performed in my project.
Okay. What is the difference between static testing and dynamic testing?
Yeah, static testing is also called as a verification testing. This static testing means testing the application is working fine as per the customer requirement or not without executing the test cases. So it is called as a static testing. So the main objective of static testing is to to improve the quality of the product. And whereas in dynamic testing is also called as a validation testing. Here we will test the software application by executing the test cases. So the main objective of dynamic testing is to check the this functional behavior of an application is working fine or not.
Okay. Can you please explain the defect life cycle in detail?
Yeah. So defect is nothing but there is a variation between the actual result and the expected result is called as a defect. So whenever we got the requirement, so development team will start developing the application. So meanwhile, testing team will start understanding the requirement, and they will start identifying all the possible test scenarios, and they will start writing the test cases. Once test cases has been written, they will send it for the approval for the test lead. And in this meanwhile time, the development team has been ready with the product development, and they will send it for the testing. So the testing team will start testing the application by looking into the approval test cases. And if while testing the application, if they find any defect or bug in the application, so they will raise a bug in the Jira tool. So Jira is a defect tracking tool and a project management tool. So here we will raise a bug. While raising the bug, we have to enter the create button, and we have to select the defect by option, and we have to enter all the description of the defect and summary of the defect, and we will change the status as it has been open. So then it has been assigned to the respective developer, and the respective developer will recheck that defect. If he and he will then he will change the status as assigned. So after that, development team will start fixing the defect which has been raised by the test engineer. So then they will change the status as fixed. So then it will be assigned for the test engineer. Then test engineer will recheck the defect, and if it is really fixed by the developer, then they will change the status as closed. Otherwise, they will change the status as reopen. So apart from this, we are having some other defect cases. The first is reject. So reject means whenever test engineer will find the bug, and he will send it to the development team. So the development team will recheck the defect, and he will change the status as reject. Because of the reasons test engineers has misunderstood the requirement, and he will be testing the application. So he may be getting the bug. And also while configuring the application or while installing the applications, he may be wrongly installed the application. Because of this, he may be getting the bug. And while referring the requirements, he may be referring the old requirements for testing purpose. So because of this, he may be getting the bugs. Because of these reasons, the developer will change the status as reject. So next is duplicate. So duplicate means whenever test engineer will find the bug, and he will send it to the development team, and this development team has changed the status as duplicate. Why? Because the same feature has been logged by the two engineers. Because of these reasons, he will change the status as duplicate. Next is can't be fixed.
Stop.
Can't. Yeah.
Akash, can you please explain software test life cycle? You're on mute.
As a software test lifecycle, there are many stages in the software test lifecycle. The first one is system study. And next is test cases, writing of test cases, and after writing test cases, system study, test cases, and test execution, system studies, test cases, and test cases after test execution and defect tracking, test execution and defect tracking, and defect tracking and maintain.
ಉದಾಹರಿಸಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, 1 minute ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ
ನಾಳೆ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊತಿರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಂತ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳು.
ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಸರ್, ಅದು ಇದಿತ್ತು.
No problem. We'll move on to the next question. Can you please explain what is smoke testing, why we do smoke testing, when we do smoke testing?
Yeah. So smoke testing we will do whenever we get the new build, we will do smoke testing. Like we are in smoke testing, we will test it for the critical or basic features of an application, and why we do smoke testing, because whenever we get a new build, if you find the defects or bugs very earlier, we can give some moment. The developer may get a lot of time to test this bug, and smoke testing is done at the beginning of the application when the application is unstable, and smoke testing is scripted, and it is sometimes the smoke testing is done by the user, like end customer, before doing the acceptance testing, and smoke testing will be done before the sanity testing. Yes, sir.
Okay. What is regression testing? Why we do regression testing, and types of regression testing?
So regression testing is done. Regression testing is done to test the unchanged features of an application. Here we test the same test cases can be executed for the different types of builds, and when we do like after execution of the same test cases for the different types of builds, it will lose the consistency of the test cases, so that we cannot give 100% of testing here. And so the regression testing is disadvantage of regression testing are it is a monotonous job, and the consistency will not be achieved here, and the test execution will depend upon the person to person. And next is like the types of regression testing are unit regression testing, and regional regression testing, and full regression testing.
Okay. What is the difference between static testing and dynamic testing?
So static testing is done to test the application without executing any of the codes. It is also called as verification testing, and dynamic testing is done dynamic testing is done by executing the test cases to check the functional behavior of an application.
Can you tell me all the ADB commands which you have used in your project?
Yes, sir. So not prepared for ADB and API, sir. Actually, I was in marriage function last week. I missed some classes, so I was busy. I watched those recording classes and prepared for manual and mobiles.
Okay. Hingadre.
So next mobile prepares.
Prepare. Okay, fine. All of you done good job. Prepared well. So
I was busy in like recording classes I watched, sir, so I couldn't prepare for those ADB
in
and
the interview, don't tell me the reasons at all.
no, sir, I will prepare
The mock interview, make sure you are prepared.
Yeah, I will prepare.
First initial mock interview. So good preparation, Chandan, Pooja, Akash. We will continue in the final mock interview. Make sure you prepare
Yeah,
properly before you come to the final mock. So let me stop the recording.